The U.S. Department of the Treasury's Bureau of the Fiscal Service presents Treasury Retail Securities 2-Minute Films.
Welcome to Treasury Direct. This video will explain the types of entity accounts that are available and then walk through the steps of establishing an account for a corporation. A corporation is an entity that has been incorporated pursuant to state law. The entity account manager must be a corporate officer or designated employee authorized to act alone, and the employer identification number of the corporation must be used to establish the account. A partnership is when two or more individuals are doing business as a partnership, including a limited liability partnership. The entity account manager must be a general partner authorized to act alone, and the employer identification number of the partnership or social security number of a partner must be used to establish the account. A limited liability company, or LLC, is an entity that has registered articles of organization pursuant to state law. The entity account manager must be a company official or designated employee authorized to act alone, and the employer identification number of the company must be used to establish the account. A professional limited liability company, or PLLC, is an entity that has registered articles of organization pursuant to state law. The entity account manager must be a company official or designated employee authorized to act alone, and the employer identification number of the company must be used to establish the account. A sole proprietorship is an individual who is doing business as a sole proprietor. The entity account manager must be the owner of the business, and the employer identification number of the proprietorship or the social security number of the individual doing business as the proprietor must be used to establish the account. A deceased estate is when an individual or organization is appointed by the court according to state law to act on behalf of the estate of a decedent. The account manager must be the court-appointed legal representative who has the authority to act alone, and the employer identification number of the estate or the social security number of the decedent must be used to establish the account. A court-appointed living estate is when an individual or organization is appointed according to state law to act on behalf of the estate of an incompetent person, a minor, or other living person, such as a guardian or conservator of a ward. The entity account manager must be the court-appointed individual legal guardian who has the authority to act alone, and the social security number of the ward must be used to establish the account. A trust is an entity holding real or personal property for the benefit of another or oneself, established by a written agreement or instrument that sets out the authority, duties, and rights of the parties involved. The entity account manager must be the current trustee of the trust who has the authority to act alone on behalf of the trust, and the entity taxpayer identification number used for IRS tax reporting must be used to establish the account. To establish an account for corporation, click Corporation and Submit. First, enter the entity name. It is used as the registration of the account and must accurately reflect the legal instrument of authority. You can also give your account a personalized name. This name does not reflect account ownership, and it is not a required field. The employer identification number must be used, and the IRS name control is generally the first 4 characters of the company name. For more information, go to www.irs.gov and search Name Control. Next, enter the entity street address, including city, state, and zip code. The next section is for account manager information. All of the required fields must be completed. Continue completing the fields for the account manager contact information. Once these fields are completed, enter the entity bank information. And lastly, you will need to certify that the taxpayer identification numbers provided are correct. the entity is not subject to backup withholding, and that the entity and account manager are U.S. persons, and click Submit. On the Review page, verify that the information is correct, and click Submit. You will then select an image and provide a caption to be associated with your account. When completed, click Submit. Next, you will need to choose a password, password reminder, and 3 security questions and provide answers to them. Then click Submit. That's it. You've established a corporation account with the U.S. Treasury. Check your email to retrieve the Treasury Direct account number.